You're watching the ACC on ESPN. Boston Harbor. I hope that tanker ship is bringing some liquid oxygen up to Charles, because we're in Chestnut Hill, where these two teams like to air it out. SMU and Kevin Jennings, they'll put up some points today. And Lewis Bond, meanwhile, in Boston College, he's one of the top receivers in the country, on the verge of breaking school records. So we should see an exciting one today. And today we do it all for Wells. The red bandana game coming up here at Boston College. Along with Max Brown, I'm Chris Cotter. You think about SMU, let's start with them. A couple of weeks ago, after a tough loss against Wake Forest, their dreams of getting back to the ACC championship game might have been shattered, but then they had a huge win last week against Miami. They're right back in it.
It was a program-defining win, their first top 10 win since the program got the death penalty, and what an atmosphere it was at Ford Field, and what a game it was down to the wire. Late in the fourth quarter, a minute left, it's 4th and 9. A controversial, unnecessary roughness call here allowed them to get the first down. Mario Cristobal didn't like it. SMU cashes in, and then Ahmad Moses with the interception in overtime set up the offense for SMU that only had -2 rushing yards heading into overtime. They lean on the run game to get the win, and look at that crowd. You did not get that a couple years ago when Rhett Lashley took the job.
You look at the standings in the ACC, Virginia, the only unbeaten team in conference play, and then a whole slew of teams just behind them, including SMU with one loss, all still in the hunt for the ACC title game in Charlotte the week after Thanksgiving. Well, when you think about Boston College, it's been a tough year for Bill O'Brien and the Eagles. Still, though, when we talked to him this week, spirits are high, and this team is still playing for something.
Yeah, both Bill O'Brien said the fight's there, and then Rhett Lashley noticed it on film when watching this BC team. But the big question for the Eagles is quarterback-wise, where are they going to go today? They're going to go with Grayson James. He started this matchup a year ago, no stranger to leading this team. The quote that stuck out to me is he has Bryce Young personality and attributes in terms of guys gravitate towards him. They like his vibe and energy in the huddle, and simply put, they feel like he gives this offense and this team the best chance to win.
Bill O'Brien in his second year here, and certainly when you talk about quarterback play, he knows how to coach him up with all of his NFL experience with the Patriots and also with the Texans. A full rebuilding job, that's for sure. Rhett Lashley, the exact opposite. He's built this team now at SMU, and they feel like they're a team that can compete for ACC championships every year, and he's being rewarded for it.
And it's a team that has only lost in November once under Rhett Lashley. They're 12-1. It's the recipe for this culture. They've faced BC each of the past 2 years, too, and Rhett Lashley says, hey, this is a BC team that plays us as well as anyone. And Rhett knows, hey, a couple weeks ago they had a big win versus Clemson, stubbed their toe versus Wake Forest. Can't happen again today. Can't have the letdown coming off a program-defining win versus Miami a week ago.
The SMU fans took the Pony Express up here to Chestnut Hill. Enjoyed an absolutely perfect day. It was rainy and cold the last couple days, but it's beautiful right now. BC won the toss, and they defer to the second half. So they'll kick off and send it right through the back of the end zone. So we'll get an opportunity to see this SMU offense led by Kevin Jennings, who's been banged up a little bit. Before we do that, though, why don't we send it down to the third member of our crew, Kendra Douglas, down on the field for more on SMU.
Well, guys, when I talked with SMU quarterback Kevin Jennings, he told me that they want to build off that big win against Miami. But he said in order to do that, they got to do things like win the run game. He told me that's an area where they haven't really been consistent in, and they would like to find more consistency in that area. Win the turnover battle. And also, guys, be the most excited team on the field to come away with a win tonight. Guys.
Thank you. Good news right away, even though the first pass attempt is incomplete. They've got Chris Johnson in the game, and that's going to help their running game. He was a game-time decision, so Jennings has one of his top backs in the game with him.
Yeah, took over the reins for this SMU program week 3 of last year. Hasn't looked back. Chip on his shoulder this offseason after the CFP performance. Stats aren't necessarily where some people thought, but they still think this guy's an absolute superstar.
Jennings rolled the pocket and couldn't find Yamir Knight. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10. Who do you like on this offense for SMU?
Yeah, this is a Mustangs offense that has some weapons out wide. The 2 tight ends, R.J. Maryland, Matthew Hibner, both NFL type of prospects. Then receiver-wise, Jordan Hudson is a bona fide receiver run. Romello Brinson's very much 1B. And then T.J. Harden, the big back transfer from UCLA. Like Kendra said, they got to get him going.
Jennings, now the pocket collapses, and Boston College gets to him. Edwin Kalenge was the first to get there, and it's a great start for the Boston College Eagles on defense, forcing a 3 and out.
And it's a BC defense that struggled to get pressure on the quarterback all season long. Kalenge getting off that edge, 15 as well. Q Hutchins getting those two edge rushers going for BC is something they've missed this season. Big factor in today's game.
Wade McSparron will punt it away, standing at his own 3. So Charlie Camella will have an opportunity for a return here to give the Eagles outstanding field position. Camella calls for a fair catch at the 37. He makes it, and that's where we'll see this Boston College offense, led by Grayson James, started the year with Dylan Lonergan, transfer from Alabama as their top quarterback, but about mid-season they decided to go with Grayson James.
Yeah, and he started this game last year. He's no stranger to coming in reserve. Came in for Thomas Castellanos last year. This year they started with Dylan Lonergan, like you said. Big question in today's game, where's that hip pointer? He's been dealing with an injury. His mobility is very much a factor in his game. They need him healthy.
He's going to carry it here on first down and has a lot of room to run. Gets down, cognizant of that health. After a gain of about 9, who do you like on this BC offense?
Yeah, it's a lot of the same weapons that SMU saw last year. Jeremiah Franklin's a talented tight end. Reed Harris was the leading receiver a year ago. Lewis Bond leads the ACC in receptions. And then Richard and McDonald, the 1-2 punch in the backfield. They also have to get their run game going. They've been one-dimensional much of the season.
Starting with Turbo Richard. He falls forward, but he doesn't get there. So he's going to be dropped for no gain. It'll bring up third down and short. Who makes this defense run for the SMU Mustangs?
Yeah, they hit the portal hard this offseason and leveled up their defensive line, anchored by Tyler Webb in the middle. Love Isaiah Smith, their edge rusher. Alexander Kilgore was back last week. He's been banged up. He's their middle linebacker. And then the 1-2 punch at safety, Ahmad Moses and Isaiah Wacobia both had double-digit tackles against Miami a week ago. Very productive safeties.
Tough sledding in the middle of that offensive line, but it's enough for Turbo to move the sticks.
Good sign early for BC. They've struggled to run the ball. 3 runs to open up this game, get the first down. Can't be one-dimensional. It can't be a game where you're just relying on Grayson James's arm to win you it.
James fakes the pitch. Now he passes it out to Turbo, and it's low. Couldn't handle it. This SMU defense, interestingly enough, is second to last in the country in pass defense, but they're leading the country in forcing turnovers.
Very opportunistic. 22 on the season. Key point there, 8 of which happen in the red zone. Very much part of their identity, speaks to the safety play that they get. And obviously very important for BC. Cannot turn the ball over. That really decided last week's game versus Miami. They won the turnover margin 2-0.
Turbo maybe gets 3. Alexander Kilgore, you mentioned the key players on this defense making the stop, and both of these coaches really echoing similar sentiments as far as their offense goes. We got to be better on first down, and we got to be better on third down.
And to do that, they're going to need their offensive line to play well going into today's game. Logan Taylor, who's usually at right guard, will play left tackle. Jude Bowery, their stud left tackle's out in this game. Kevin Klein, the right tackle, is back healthy. Big boost for that BC offensive line.
Empty backfield for James. Pocket breaks down, and James is going to be dropped for a sack. Isaiah Smith, they call him Turbo, brings him down, and both teams' defense is picking up sacks on third down, forcing punts.
Isaiah Smith is their edge rusher with the most juice off the edge. Cam Robertson is out. He's SMU's best edge rusher, so it means Smith's got to step up, and it's exactly what he does early on, third down, getting his defense off the field.
Seamus Florio to punt it away to Yamir Knight. Knight comes over, makes the catch at the 15, still on his feet. He's going to get a good return out of it, out almost toward the 30-yard line. 15 yards on the return for Knight. Still scoreless here early in Chestnut Hill. Scoreless early at Chestnut Hill. This SMU offense averaging 277 yards passing per game. That man right there, Jordan Hudson, number 2. You see the arm brace on his left arm. Injured his elbow the first play of the season in the first game, but he's back now, and he had his best game of the year last week.
Really strong 2 of the past 3 weeks. I mean, he is very much a receiver 1, very much a NFL type of prospect. You can see it right there. Not ideal for a receiver, but healthy now, and they like where this offense is at.
There's a good look at Hudson.
Love his physical traits.
Shoddy Clayton Johnson trying to get around the edge, and that Boston College pursuit led by Q Hutchins knocks him out of bounds for a loss.
And we saw some of this stout defensive nature for BC a week ago versus Notre Dame. They did a good job. It was the big plays that really hurt this defense late in the game. Again, that stout run defense showing up today.
Jennings to throw, rolls the pocket. Downfield has a receiver. That's his tight end, R.J. Maryland, and he's out of bounds near midfield.
You can see right away the tempo that SMU is going to use. Very much an identity of this Rhett Lashley offense. Spreading out R.J. Maryland. He's a tight end, but can operate like a big receiver.
Shoddy, big hole to run through on the right side. Lowers his shoulder, picks up an extra couple. It'll be a gain of 8 on first down.
Again, you're feeling this tempo. You can sense the Boston College defense on their heels.
Really going quickly. Jennings to throw, the play action. Steps up in the pocket, has a receiver, but out of bounds. Tried to hit Romello Brinson.
See right there, Jennings has the escapability or moving the pocket. He's not going to be a quarterback that's going to have a lot of design runs, but his mobility is very much something you have to account for if you're Boston College. Moves the pocket, but does an excellent job keeping his eyes up downfield, looking to make a play.
3rd down and 2. The bigger back, Harden lowers his shoulder, runs through a defender and picks up the first down.
That's the benefit of having a 6'2", 220-pound back, laying the hammer right there in the A-gap. The transfer from UCLA did that for Chip Kelly and the Bruins for a couple years, now doing it for SMU.
Now it shows a little speed bouncing it outside. Flag in the offensive backfield, though, as Harden picks up another first down. But let's check the marker. Owen McGowan on the tackle.
Holding. Offense number 54. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Savion Byrd, the guilty party, usually starts at left tackle. They moved him into left guard because of injuries, and Andrew Chambly's getting the start at left tackle.
If you're Rhett Lashley, so much you want to establish this run game for both these offensive coordinators. Don't want to be one-dimensional.
Jennings quickly out to Hudson. Breaks free inside the 20. Now he's got one man to beat all the way down to the 1-yard line.
That's very much an extension of their run game. Just spit it out to Jordan Hudson. He can use his physicality. It was interesting, though. He slowed up at like the 10-yard line. I think he thought he was going to truck stick the BC defender using that physical nature. I think he had a touchdown there if he was going full speed.
And Derek McFall, touchdown. Was able to get into the end zone, and SMU on the road strikes first in this game on their 2nd possession.
It's a nice bounce-back drive by SMU, really leaning on that run game, and then obviously the big play to Hudson. They said it to us last night in their meetings. In the first 15 plays, they really want to get 7 different playmakers the rock, get different guys involved, get them engaged in this game, and Derek McFall finishes it off for the Mustangs.
You saw 4 different running backs already in these first 2 drives for SMU. McFall's first carry, he picks up 6. Sam Keltner with the PAT. 7 plays, 70 yards. The big play, the 44-yard screen to Jordan Hudson. SMU up top. Annual red bandana game today honoring Wells Crowther, Boston College class of 1999. Of course, former lacrosse player here at BC, credited with saving numerous lives on 9/11 before losing his own life on that tragic day. For more, let's send it down to Kendra on the field.
Well, guys, his mom, Allison Crothers, is here at the game along with Wells' siblings. His sisters are here on the sideline. She is decked out. I was talking with her earlier, and she says it's always a great moment in time to be able to be here and support Boston College in this. As you can see, it's a symbol of his bravery. You see the guys are decked out in red bandana within their uniforms. You see it in the stands. So it continues to show you that it really means it's something bigger than ourselves, guys.
No question about it. One of my own personal heroes, Wells Crowther, saved at least a dozen lives in the World Trade Center before again losing his own life, and all the things that go along with it. Boston College has done such a great job remembering him and the things he did on that fateful day.
Yeah, one of the great new school traditions in college football. I was part of the team, that USC number 9 team at the bottom point there. That was an electric atmosphere. I believe it was a Friday night. We didn't know what we were walking into, but that energy from that game, one of the biggest wins in recent memory for Boston College, has carried on all these years later.
Looking to pick up another one today for Wells. Really trying to establish that running game as well. Going with Turbo, who along with so many players we'll mention in this game, he's also been banged up in recent weeks. Now looking to be maybe as healthy as he's been since we saw him in Cal when he went off against the Bears here in this very turf.
And this is the challenge for Boston College. Already down a touchdown, don't want to abandon the run game yet. Offensively, have to sustain drives if you're Boston College. Can't let your defense be hanging on the field the whole day.
James, nothing doing on that quarterback draw. Isaiah Smith again is all over the Boston College quarterback.
Excellent defensive call there. A defensive coordinator for SMU, Scott Simons, are going to loop number 1, Isaiah Smith, around. Plays right into that play call. The cat and mouse game, offensive coordinator versus defensive coordinator. If a defensive line is going to stunt like that, going to be awfully hard to run quarterback draw.
3rd and forever. That pass is knocked out of James' hand. It's still a loose ball. And SMU's recovered the fumble. Ahmad Moses recovered the fumble. DJ Warner was the one who knocked it away. And the trend continues for the Mustangs.
And the pass rush continues as well. The question will be, was Grayson James's arm coming forward? It definitely was close. They let this play on, but what an excellent pass rush by DJ Warner. Utilizes a spin move. At first glance, that does look like ever so slightly that arm was coming forward. Patting the ball there, has full control. That, to me, again, it's a technicality, but that does look like the arm was going forward while he did have control of the football. A little bit of that push motion at the end.
John Bush is our replay official today. He's looking at it. Consultation with our referee, Mike Roach. If the ruling on the field stands, it'll be the 9th fumble recovery of the season for SMU. That's 5th in the country entering today. If it's overturned, it'll bring up 4th down.
Got a fan base here that's very familiar with the old tuck rule. Being in Boston, what a huge play that'll be for Bill O'Brien, though.
As we wait on Mike Roach and John Bush, you think about Boston College in their first 2 drives, really trying to establish the run, but negative plays on both drives, putting them behind the sticks.
The ruling on the field is upheld. Will be a first down for SMU.
It's upheld. The ruling on the field is upheld.
I'm going to say it was dislodged before he was coming forward. Excellent play by DJ Warner. Said it that first drive, but SMU's without their top pass rusher, Cameron Robertson. They're hoping that he comes back as club takeaway.
Yeah.
VIP service. There's a reason why. They lead the country in turnovers forced, 23, and it's opportunistic defense.
He'll start this drive for the Boston College 33. Jennings a play fake, has all kinds of time in the pocket. He's got a receiver at Knight, makes the catch inside the 10. Amir Knight out of the slots. Has SMU set up 1st and goal at the 7 after a 26-yard pitch and catch, and they want to go quickly.
Anytime a defense gets a turnover, look for the offense to call a shot play right after, and the tempo continues.
Harden trying to find some space, finds it after he cuts back and scores. Flag down just as Harden crossed the goal line. You got to check the marker. This might be coming back.
Holding. Offense number 64. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Joshua Bates, the center, called for the hold. It'll negate the score. This was the play that got him down, sorry.
Yeah, no, and it's excellent touch. Great job by Kevin Jennings knowing that you're going to have Knight run into green grass. I said it before, but it's always an offensive coordinator's dream or a play caller's dream. Anytime you get a turnover, huge momentum swing and an opportunity to call a shot play.
Jennings, pump fake, goes to the end zone. Just out of the outstretched hands of Jordan Hudson. Amari Jackson in coverage. Watch that battle all day long. Jackson back from injury, covering up on Jordan Hudson.
It's a great sign for BC fans. Amari Jackson's been out most of the year. He's their best corner. He's back. He's going to be tracking number 2 all day long. I think there may have been a miscommunication on the route concept there for SMU. They had both the tight end and Hudson running vertical right down the same lane. Hudson's trying to make up for the touchdown that I think he feels like he should have had that second drive, last possession.
Again, Jennings to throw. Tries to get it to his back out of the backfield. That's Shoddy. Makes one man miss, still on his feet. Banged out of bounds at the 2. Omar Thornton, who every time every time he hits somebody, it's like a truck hitting you, and Shoddy is a little bit woozy. Thornton really brings the heat. That was a collision at the 2-yard line. And Shoddy Clayton Johnson is slow getting up to his feet. Talking to Bill O'Brien about Omar Thornton, he said sometimes he's so aggressive, he's too aggressive in terms of running to make the hit because he hits you at full speed every time.
Football fans will love this. The comp, he said, was Bob Sanders. Coming in for the big hit frequently, wrapping up is optional, but you're not kidding. We've had BC a few times this year, and Omar Thornton flies around the field from that safety spot, making tackles around the line of scrimmage, and then right there, delivering a huge blow. Hopefully, Johnson's healthy and okay.
3rd down and goal from the 3. Jennings to throw. Looking for Brinson. Almost made an outstanding one-handed catch. Couldn't bring it in. Isaiah Ferris on coverage. And with it being 4th down, they'll bring the kicking unit in.
And it was textbook coverage right there by Isaiah Ferris. Does a nice job being physical at the point of attack. Does a great job getting his eyes back. And at that point, if your eyes are back, Ferris has just as much right for that ball. That is textbook goal line coverage, knowing that it's an offense that's trying to get the fade ball. Brinson at 6'2", 190. Excellent stand right there by the BC defense.
Keltner in. Chip shot from 20 yards, and it's good. So the Mustangs convert the fumble into 3 points, and they lead 10-0 here on the road in Chestnut Hill. SMU's Shoddy Clayton Johnson was looking for the pylon on this play when he met Omar Thornton. Coach O'Brien said it's coming off his best game of the season. That was a big hit. Thornton saving the touchdown. For more on Shoddy Clayton Johnson's condition, let's send you on to Kendra.
Well, guys, I was right there when that hit happened. He was woozy to get up. He was reaching for the officials' hands to help him up. They finally got him into the tent where he was looked at. Some of his teammates came to look at him also to give their respects, and we just saw him walk into the locker room. So we'll keep you posted on his status.
Yeah,
guys.
Appreciate that, Kendra, walking and running to the locker room. So that was a good sign for Shoddy. After the turnover, it's 10-0. It was a bad break for BC as far as that turnover goes, but no one's going to cry for them. They're down 10 here early. What do they got to do offensively?
It's a huge drive, and I think third drive of the game, Lewis Bond, their star receiver, doesn't have a touch. James doesn't even have a completion. Got to find 11. Lewis Bond in the slot. Get him an easy catch.
Allowed 3 sacks already in this game. SMU showing a little bit of pressure here. Turbo along the left side. He's got blockers in front of him. Cuts back. And that'll move the sticks on first down. So a great pickup on first down. A great start to this drive.
Yeah, and a great call, too. They gave Grayson James the ability to check this play. He checks to the run because he likes the defensive front that he's seen. Nice job by the offensive line. Pulling around. Robert Smith, the true freshman, starting at right guard. Not easy to do that as a true freshman, starting on the right all the way to the left. Excellent execution on the run game for a first down there.
James, quarterback draw. Now he flips it forward, and Turbo can't quite run it down. It was a good idea as he was right at the line of scrimmage. See a little bit of a wry smile on his face. He knows if he could have somehow gotten it in 2's hands, that could have been a big pickup.
Yeah, they faked the quarterback power, knowing all the linebackers and corners are going to suck up, and then you act like Turbo Richards blocking. He just doesn't keep running, and Grayson James puts a little bit too much air on it. Look for them to come back to that concept, because that was there.
James keeping it himself around the left edge. It'll be another first down. Seem to be having a little bit of success running the ball on that left side.
And outside the tackles, too. We talked with Bill O'Brien about that in terms of trying to get the run game going. Doesn't need to be right behind the guard in the center. Look to utilize space and have it be outside the tackles.
James was trying to get it to Bond. He wasn't open, so instead he keeps it and picks up good yardage on first down. They'll give him 9. Jalen Moses on the stop.
It's a good sign there, too, with the half slide, half dive there with a hip pointer. That might be awfully uncomfortable, but no signs of him wincing or anything like that getting up off the turf.
3 runs for 30 yards on this drive. Now between the tackles, Turbo will pick up the first down. Kilgore on the stop.
We can tell right away in this first quarter what the emphasis is for this Boston College offense and their offensive coordinator, Will Line. Run the ball. It's third drive in this game, and Grayson James does not have a single completion. And this is a Boston College offense that has had success through the air. Their kryptonite's just been that they're one-dimensional.
James fumbles the snap. And SMU recovers again. Ahmad Moses again. And for the second consecutive drive, it ends with an SMU fumble recovery. And this drive looked a lot more promising than the last one.
Let's see this snap. It's by his left knee. It's definitely low, but as a quarterback, that's one that you'd like to have. Ahmad Moses from that safety position, they're bringing him close to the line of scrimmage, so he's right there. And once again, the confetti from Club Takeaway alive and well here in Chestnut Hill. That's a backbreaker, though. You had momentum in that drive. If you're Boston College, run game was working, and then a bad snap. Absolute killer for momentum.
Jennings fakes the heart, wants to go downfield, just overshoots his receiver. That was intended for Ymir Knight. Flag back in the backfield.
Holding. Offense number 84. 10-yard penalty. First down.
That's a tight end, Trip Reardon.
Back-to-back drives where they get a turnover and then SMU's out for blood, taking a shot play down the field.
It's also back-to-back drives where they've had a penalty to back them up.
Yeah, it feels like we're feeling this Boston College pass rush a little bit more than we've had in the month past.
So it's 1st and 20 after they march off the holding call. Empty backfield for Jennings. Looking to throw quickly on the slant. Has a receiver. That's Jalen Cooper, the freshman. And another flag down on the far side. This is going to be a personal foul variety against SMU. They're really backing themselves up.
Got SMU 3 penalties for 30 yards. Boston College,
Personal
nothing.
foul, face mask. Offense number 82. 15-yard penalty, replay, first down.
His time against Maryland. Let's check him out as he was split out. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's hard to miss that one.
Working a little bubble screen. They had 4 receivers to one side. Maryland got beat, and he says, I'm not going to let you have a kill shot on my receiver. Obviously, Kevin Jennings didn't go that way, but he's going to get taken off the field here.
1st and 35. What town should we use? Yeah, it's always like how about 1st and Revere?
I'd spit the ball out to Jordan Hudson, one of those quick hitters, and see if he can do something with it after the catch, get to second and manageable.
Jennings rolls the pocket. He might see what he can do on his own. Trying to make men miss. Gets down to the 30, 29. Owen McGowan on the tackle.
Going on the field, the runner was down before the ball became loose. It'll be second down.
Ball came out, but he was down.
And you can see Kevin Jennings on that run. He's getting up hobbly. Not only is Grayson James banged up, but Kevin Jennings is as well. Started as just an ankle sprain. It's bone bruise down there. He's very ginger on that ankle. Again, they like his mobility. It's a huge part of his game, but that's something to monitor not only in this game, but moving forward for SMU.
Harden on the screen, gets tracked down for a loss. Quan Williams was all over him. And it'll bring up 3rd and forever.
Excellent awareness by big Quan Williams at that defensive tackle. Let's see how Jennings is moving here. I mean, you can tell he's not wanting to plant on that ankle. That doesn't look good.
They've got to get to the BC 43, so he's just shucking it up. And it falls incomplete. Hudson was the intended receiver. Now we got another flag at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they got a little free play on this one. That's why Jennings threw it up.
Offside, defense number 15. 5-yard penalty, third down.
Especially when it's 3rd and about 25. Might as well chuck it up. They'll get another opportunity here, but still 3rd and forever. They'll mark it to 31.
Rhett Lashley seeing him there. Head coach that also calls plays. A little bit more uncommon nowadays, seeing other head coaches delegate that responsibility. Not Rhett Lashley. Got the job at SMU because he was an excellent play caller, holding on to those duties.
BC brings just 3, so they've got everybody back in coverage. Knight makes the catch, but he won't be anywhere near the first down. And SMU will have to punt. Let's keep an eye on Jennings as he, in your words, gingerly runs off the field.
And for better or worse, this is something that Kevin Jennings and SMU, they're used to the whole season. This has been the story. Kind of reminds me of Desmond Reed at Pitt a little bit, where you're just always banged up and just got to fight through it.
Coaches said Jennings' run game just has not been what it can be all season long because of that injury. Appears to still haunt him. Speron with the kick. Driving Camelo all the way back to the 10. Will be brought down shortly after that at the 13. Coming up tonight at 7 Eastern on the ACC Network, Florida State and Clemson, both teams still looking to become bowl eligible. It's available on the ESPN app as well, so you can watch it anywhere. Dylan Lonergan now in at quarterback for Boston College. So after 2 straight fumbles from Grayson James, the change is made at quarterback.
This is interesting because I don't think Grayson James is playing poorly. It must be Bill O'Brien again, low snap, feeling like they could have had more opportunities this last drive.
Turbo Richard trying to make something out of it, and he does. It's actually a good individual effort by Sue and White to make something out of what was almost another disaster.
To me, more than anything, it's just looking for a spark. Not necessarily that Grayson James did anything wrong.
And now we got it. Boston College is calling a timeout to somehow get this thing straightened out. You can see Bill O'Brien in there letting his team hear it.
You're Bill O'Brien. He's in back-to-back low snaps, maybe a little hot. Bill O'Brien's hot as well. I would say you usually don't see Bill O'Brien that way, but he did that in a press conference that got national headlines this past week. I mean, you got a team that's 1-8, team that's maybe playing a little sluggish, trying to get his guys going.
There you see Lonergan's season numbers. Started all but 2 games for this team, including last week against Notre Dame. There's Grayson James. So Bill O'Brien still trying to figure out his quarterback situation. Turbo picked up 5 yards on first down. And another opportunity here. Net and dropped. Really nice open field tackle that time.
If I'm SMU too, and you got an offensive line that's maybe struggling, poor snaps, those interior defensive tackles, I'm bringing a lot of pressure. Terry Webb, Jeffrey Emba, 2 big bodies right there in the middle. Don't let this guard, both guards in the center, off easy. Double down on that pressure.
Lonergan to throw. Chudzinski, the freshman. It's going to be right at the line to gain. The officials are going to mark them just shy of it. 4th down and about 2. This will bring on the punting unit.
You had the bad snap on first down, average run on 2nd down, and then a 3rd down call. It just doesn't get you there. Another 3 and out for this BC offense, and inefficient drive again.
Florio to punt it away. A bit of a squib punt that's going to take a nice Boston College bounce. Out of bounds at the 34. O'Brien is still hot. We're going to chat with him when we come back here in Chestnut Hill. 2 seconds left to go in this first quarter.
It's going to be a fun interview for Kendra. Good coach in a bright mood. Interesting to see who they do go with moving forward quarterback-wise. Again, I didn't feel like Grayson James made any catastrophic mistakes. The 2 fumbles were a lower snap and then a bang-bang sack there.
Hard. Through a hole up the middle. Still on his feet inside of Boston College territory. And the final play of this first quarter, big one for TJ Hart, and SMU's back in business. We'll talk to Coach O'Brien when we come back.
welcome back inside Alumni Stadium here with head coach Bill O'Brien. Coach, you had a meeting with your guys just now in that huddle. What was the message that you want to get to them in this going into this offense?
Clean it up. We gotta start competing. We gotta start cleaning it up. Defense is doing the best job they can. Offensively is terrible.
All right, thanks, Coach.
2 turnovers, 3 sacks allowed. SMU was able to put 3 points on the board off of those turnovers, but this is what she was talking about as far as the meeting with the team. Harden gets leveled as we start this second quarter. That was Amari Jackson coming off his cornerback spot and hitting the tailback.
And Coach O'Brien said it, this defense for BC doing everything they can to keep them in it. This is a high-powered offense for SMU. Again, Amari Jackson has been out most of the season, coming from his cornerback spot, showing up at the line of scrimmage.
Jennings to throw. Trying to get it to Hudson. Those two really haven't been on the same page yet today. Jennings has having a hard time getting it to Hudson, who had an 11-catch week last week against Miami.
It's Max Tucker there on the coverage. Last time we saw Max Tucker, he had a big elbow brace on, just like Jordan Hudson. Bill O'Brien's got to say, hey, this is an opportunity again for our defense to help us out. Opportunity to get off the field on 3rd and long. We've seen Q Hutchins show up 15. And Edwin Kalenge, both edge rushers for BC.
McFall out of the backfield. Jennings defended again nicely by Jackson. Amari Jackson is one of those defenders who's done a really nice job keeping BC in this thing early.
Excellent football awareness, too, if you're Amari Jackson at the cornerback spot, knowing that they're going to stop at the sticks. Tight coverage, not holding. Gets a pass break up there, and you're a little bit no man's land. If you're SMU, you would have liked to get, if you would have got 4 or 5 yards there, you're probably going for it. Instead, because you're in no man's land too long for a field goal, you're going to have to punt it and try to pin them.
Jennings 7 of 14 for 107 yards. Hudson has the one big catch. Remember, down the right sideline there in that first quarter, that's it. It was good for 44 yards.
Game on the offense, that penalty's declined. It'll be 4th down.
BC declines the delay of game.
SMU likes their 56-degree wedge rather than their 60-degree wedge. BC's not going to let them have it.
Let's see if McSparron can put this thing coffin corner. Against a slight wind. And that one is going to find the end zone. Tonight after FSU and Clemson, the ACC Huddle Final Score crew, they're going to wrap up the whole day for you. They'll take you through the biggest stories, break down all the games right here on the ACC Network. You can also watch it streaming on the ESPN app. Showed you that standings at the top of the broadcast. All those teams, including SMU with 1 loss, every single week can change the complexion of this conference in a big way.
Going to be a fun November. Just got to keep winning, stay alive, can't stub your toe.
Lonergan is back in there. Finds his receiver, Reed Harris, who has stood up and fights for an extra couple of yards. There you can see SMU in that group of teams with 1 loss.
SMU will play Louisville after their bye week next week, so that's obviously a huge matchup. Pitt's got a great schedule down the stretch. They'll face Georgia Tech, Notre Dame, and Miami. Hardest stretch of any of the ACC teams left.
Georgia Tech will play this BC team who's got something going here with Harris. Second play in a row. The big wide out from Great Falls, Montana. Pulling it in.
And we're seeing
BC into SMU territory.
And we're seeing his physicality. He was the leading receiver for this BC team a year ago. 4 catches for 78 yards. This drive, it's really the first time we've seen the pass game open up.
Lonergan's going to do it with his feet. Coach O'Brien said he's underrated as a runner. He picks up good yards on first down.
That is the trade-off, though. I think if you're BC, Grayson James gives you more in the quarterback run game, which there's a couple plays in that first quarter they had success with that. Dylan Lonergan maybe gives you a little bit more upside in the pass game. but like you said, still capable of escaping the pocket and picking up yards.
O'Brien said they've just got to do better on first down, and they're doing that right now. Giving themselves a chance. Jordan McDonald getting some run at tailback. Gives you a little bit of a different look than Turbo Richard. Turbo's 5'8". McDonald's 6'1". Both very good catching the ball out of the backfield. But it'll bring up third down and short.
This is the area, 3rd and 3 if you are going to pass it. Lewis Bond, 11, does a lot of those option routes in the slot. There's 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen. He's the top of the bunch.
McDonald will carry it. He's going to be close, but I think just a little bit shy.
Here, if you're BC, you have to go. No hesitation from Bill O'Brien right away. He subs in what looks to be 13 personnel. I believe there's 3 tight ends on the field. Yeah, 3 tight ends. You got Ty Lockwood in the slot motioning. He's a tight end.
Turbo gets hit initially and then does just enough to move the sticks. Good second effort by Turbo Richard. Took a pop, leaned forward, and there'll be a first down for the Eagles.
It's a nice second effort here by Turbo Richard. You get met in the A gap, and right there, the second he starts to fall forward, that second push left no doubt that he got the first down.
Turbo stays in with a fresh set of downs. They'll ride him. Cuts it back. Into the second level, down to the 22.
Nice vision by Turbo Richard. They're going to pull the left guard around Eric Doherty. And then Turbo Richard trying to push the right side, feels the crease to the left side. Nice balance here in this drive if you're BC.
Lonergan to throw. Has a pocket, steps up, he can run. Got a lot of room inside the 20, slides down at the 10. They'll mark him down at the 11, another 11 yards, and another first down.
Another tempo push right here. BC giving SMU a little bit of taste of their own medicine.
Again, low snap, handled by Lonergan. That threw off the timing of the play, and Turbo was only able to pick up maybe a yard.
You said it, Chris. Lonergan does have mobility. SMU gets out of their pass rush lanes a little bit, gets too overly aggressive. He can step up. Smart getting down, protecting himself. Nice gain there.
10th play of this drive coming up. Started at their own 20.
It's been a big thing for this BC offense. Haven't been able to sustain drives, and in the second half, it leaves your defense tired and vulnerable.
Faking the pitch to Turbo. Now out to him in the flat. Has to beat a man and does inside the 5. Brought down at the 4. Tyron Polley bringing him down.
It's a nice move here by Turbo Richard right when he tacks the ball. Little shimmy there, gets an extra 5 yards, keeps this offense on schedule. Heavy dose to Turbo Richards this drive, which is a good sign. Coming into this game, he was banged up. He's had a shoulder injury. No sign of that today.
They can pick up a first down at the 1. Turbo started in motion, now back in the backfield. Lonergan looking to throw. He and Bond are not on the same page, and that dangerously falls incomplete. As Speedy Nettles was out there, and if he would have picked that one, he'd have been able to show off his speed, and maybe 98 yards later, it paid her, but it falls incomplete. This is the first target of the day to Bond.
Yeah, an absolute shot on Dylan Lonergan there. Good pressure by SMU in that defense. You said it, though, miscommunication. Lonergan expecting a quick little out to Lewis Bond, and Lewis Bond was going more towards the back pylon. Bill O'Brien knowing how potent this SMU offense is. Field goals is not going to win you this game. He's going for it here on 4th and 3.
Lonergan to throw from the pocket. Now he rolls right. Has a man in the back of the end zone, just overshoots his tight end, Jeremiah Franklin. And SMU holds. BC turns it over on downs. Good-looking drive. Ends with a goose egg on the scoreboard.
They had Jeremiah Franklin open, back of the end zone. He was flushed out of the pocket and just missed him for the touchdown.
SMU defense and club takeaway in the spotlight today, forcing 2 turnovers, 3 sacks. Boston College still yet to dent the scoreboard.
Yeah, a little pass rush on the first one by DJ Warner, and then a low snap. Ahmad Moses, who had a big game last week against Miami, sparking up club takeaway, even though it's only noon, alive and well for the Mustangs.
Jennings, good sign for SMU fans. If you remember, he was shaken up a little bit, hobbling the last possession. Carries it himself, just trying to get a little breathing room.
Rhett Lashley was telling us yesterday that, you know, Kevin Jennings in the bigger games where they have to have it and it's close, you can do about 6 to 10 design quarterback runs. Only like doing that when they have to. Kevin Jennings only 6 foot 190.
Harden tries to pound his way up the middle. Picks up about 3. Kalenge on the stop. Got an injured Boston College Eagle on the play.
Timeout on the field for an injured player of the defense.
This would be a huge loss for BC. It was Quintavious Hutchins, their best edge rusher, got rolled up on late. Play was pretty much over and his leg just got caught in a pile. With a pass rush that struggled this season, he is their most athletic guy.
See it on the right side. You're going at 15 in white, right there on that left leg.
See a little hyperextension there. Put a lot of responsibility on Q Hutchins this whole year. Had to replace Donovan Ezeraku.
We'll take a quick break as they continue to attend to Q. BC defensive end Q Hutchins being helped to his feet and helped off the field. That's a tough break for a team that's already banged up on the defensive line. You see a lot more of Vila Boykin if Hutchins can't return. There you see him in the tent being looked after. It's a big third down coming up for an SMU offense that really hasn't had a whole lot of success on the down. 1 for 5 on the day, and the average distance to gain has been over 10 yards.
It's a scenario where they would really like 15 in the game. Have to think SMU is going to pass the ball. Need their best edge rusher. Boston College defensively can't catch a break health-wise. You get one stud back, might be losing another stud right there.
3rd and 5. Jennings to throw. From his own end zone, I had his man and it was dropped by Brinson. Hit him right in the 3, and he couldn't squeeze it.
See that wiggle out of Kevin Jennings, navigating the pocket, getting the ball just before he gets hit, and then Romello Brinson, their stud receiver, just misses an easy one. A little bit of contact at the top of the route, and then it's right in the breadbasket. He put his hands with fingertips facing down rather than palms out towards the quarterback. Got caught in no man's land and dropped it.
So McSparron will punt from his own end zone. Sends this one to Kamel at the 40. Trying to bounce it outside. Good coverage by SMU. He only picks up a couple on the return.
This BC defense is keeping him in it.
Next Friday night, catch a Tobacco Road men's college basketball doubleheader on the ACC network. Starts in Durham, 7 o'clock. Cameron Boozer and the number 6 Duke Blue Devils host the Sycamores of Indiana State. And then it's over to Chapel Hill. Caleb Wilson and the Tar Heels, they're ranked 25th in the country. They're going to welcome the Eagles of North Carolina Central. Both games not only on the ACC network, but on the ESPN app. Lonergan to throw on first down. Has Harris close to the marker. BC hadn't gotten Lewis Bond involved yet, but they certainly have gotten Reed Harris last 2 drives.
And they'll take that. If you're going to roll coverage towards Lewis Bond's way, Reed Harris is more than capable. Oftentimes lines up in the boundary, the short side of the field. You get safety rolling the other way, there's windows to be had.
Turbo out of the backfield. Into SMU territory. Down just shy of the 45. Just on the other end of the 45. They'll mark him at the 44.
And they're picking up right where they left off last drive. You get Reed Harris a touch. You get a touch to Turbo Richards outside the backfield. Utilizing tempo and empty formation.
Lonergan is 6 of 8 since coming in relief. Pressure up the middle. There's Bond. Couldn't quite escape the defender. That's Polly on the coverage, but at least 11 is getting involved.
And an excellent tackle by Polly at the end. They use this route a lot. Little more of an option look by Lewis Bond. You'll see him break out like we saw there. You'll see him slant towards the middle of the field and also hitch down.
Lonergan. That time Franklin is tied in. Another first down. Last 2 drives have been outstanding for BC. They just got to figure out a way to put points on the board.
And I like how they're using tempo. If you're Bill O'Brien, offensive coordinator Will Line, you know, you get after your group in the huddle. Sometimes going tempo allows guys to think less and just play.
Lonergan directing, wanted to get a block. Instead, he gets it to Pugh. And Pugh with a nice gain. Looked like initially he was directing 88 and White to give him a block. Then once the defender came up to Lonergan, he just dumped it off, but we got a flag.
Eligible player downfield on the pass. Offense, number 79. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's a shame.
It's always the tough spot if you're an offensive lineman. They're going to get Kevin Klein, the right tackle. Sometimes you see your quarterback feel like he's running, breaking downfield, so you're trying to go downfield to get a block and help your guy. Excellent play right there by Lonergan, but you get caught with an offensive lineman downfield.
They'll bring it back 1st and 15. Harrison motion. Lonergan gets it to him. Lowers his shoulder. Gets it inside the 30. Speedy Nettles on the tackle, but another good pickup.
Another nice tackle in open space by Nettles. You don't make that tackle, that could have gone. That's twice, though. Call that a little arrow route into the flat. It's not a full 5-yard out. You're just getting to the flat right away. Get your guy an easy touch.
Now Richards finds a little bit of a crease. He's a yard shy.
Bill O'Brien went for it on 4th and goal from the 3. Have to think this is also 2-down territory for the Eagles.
Boston College also struggling like SMU on 3rd down, just 1 for 6 on the day.
It's always the conversation if you're Bill O'Brien to Will Line in the headset right now. Hey, if you don't pick this up, what's your 4th down call? What do you like?
SMU takes its first time out of the half.
Mustangs want to talk things over at the 4:32 mark. There's a good look at Rhett Lashley.
He's got to think, man, we've been in complete control this whole game. Should be up more than 10-0. It's the BC defense. It's been gritty enough to keep them in it.
Here's the thing. You didn't take advantage early when you had an opportunity, when BC's offense was really struggling. Now these last couple of drives, this offense has figured things out a little bit.
Yeah. I thought the change to away from Grayson James was the timing was a head scratcher, but it's unlocked a little bit of this passing game. Maybe just called more passing games. I feel like they could have got there with James as well, but Lonergan's arm opened up a little bit. Very efficient. 9 for 11 so far, 81 yards. No turnovers. Did miss Franklin in the back of the end zone for what could have been a touchdown, but big picture, staying efficient, staying on the field, allowing your defense to rest.
Lonergan to throw on 3rd down. Trying to find Bond and just overthrows him.
Yeah, you're calling that shot on 3rd down. That was 2 vertical routes, one by Lewis Bond working in the slot to the outside, and then Reed Harris working up the seam. You're calling that play to try to get a big play for a touchdown right away, knowing that on 4th and short, you can come back to your more traditional short yardage concept. Using that motion with Richard to identify coverage. Is it man or zone?
Pressure up the middle. Richard is there to pick it up. Lonergan gets sacked. Isaiah Smith again off the edge. And again, the SMU defense bends, but they don't break. Turning over the Eagles on downs.
Isaiah Smith, the edge rusher for SMU, showing up again and getting this defense off the field.
SMU leads by 10 here on the road. 4:21 left to go in this first half. Coach Lashley needs the win to stay in contention for an ACC championship berth. Check out these 3 games coming up here in the ACC. Virginia and Louisville also still alive for that berth in the ACC championship game in Charlotte. So keep an eye on those games as well as all the others. TJ Harden cheering it on first down, picks up about 6.
How about Tony Elliott's squad this season? Starting November, top of the ACC, team that was picked to finish towards the middle or bottom half of the conference.
Go in the portal, you bring in a quarterback.
Get some money.
Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, and it certainly has worked out for Virginia.
And we had them week 1. I don't know if I would have told you they were going to lead the ACC in November, but you could sense that it was different. They were just deeper up front, deeper in the defensive line, and you said it. When you get a signal caller, Chandler Morris gives you a shot.
BC's got a shot to get off the field here on 3rd down. Jennings, that's Knight, still on his feet. Still on his feet inside the 40, inside the 30, and banged down at the 24, but a big pickup on 3rd down for Yamir Knight, 37 yards.
SMU goes empty formation, gives the keys to Kevin Jennings. He feels pressure off his right-hand side. They replace it with a little slant route, and the Mustangs are rolling.
Now Jennings wants to go to the end zone. There's Hudson, touchdown.
This is where the tempo is a killer if you're defense. You're in this ball game, SMU 2 plays, touchdown. Getting their playmakers involved right here. It's Jordan Hudson on a little corner route. They're on the left hash, so there's a lot of grass towards the right sideline. Haven't seen a ton of Jordan Hudson today, but it's only a matter of time.
Well, he has 2 catches, and they've gone for 69 yards and that score. So when Jennings has found him, it's been a big play. First off, he found Knight, and Knight is one of those guys that, you know, Coach Brett Lashley was talking about touch guys. You just got to get him touches. He's one of those guys.
And he's really come on the past few weeks. You can see him right there, operate in the slot. He's a quicker, speedier guy. If you're going to bring pressure and try to heat things up on Kevin Jennings, it puts your secondary in a vulnerable spot. They take advantage of the one-on-one matchup there, and then right here, excellent design, wide open. That's just a tough matchup. If you have Jordan Hudson one-on-one with the safety with all that green grass, this dude is really coming along. They feel like he is as physically gifted of a receiver that they've had since Rashee Rice. Now playing with the Chiefs. That's good company to be in.
This team can strike so quickly. Seconds ago, Boston College was 3rd down on defense, a chance to get off the field. 2 lightning strikes later, it's a 17-point advantage for the Mustangs.
It's kind of been the theme for this BC defense. You're hanging in there, hanging in there, hanging in there, but the offense can't support you enough, and before you know it, game is a 3-game score, 3-possession score.
So a big 3 minutes here for Boston College coming up. They've made the change at quarterback, starting the game with Grayson James. After a couple of turnovers, they turned over the reins to Dylan Lonergan. He's led them on 2 good drives, but both those drives finished up with 4th downs not converted for the Eagles.
It's an offense with 5 drives in this game. They've punted, 2 fumbles that were given away, and then 2 turnover on downs.
Lonergan to throw. Bond! You knew he was going to take a hit. He hung on now near midfield. And that was Ahmad Moses who was tracking 11, but 11 hung on.
Most offenses get their big plays down the field from outside receivers running vertical routes. This BC offense gets a lot of their big plays down the field from those little seam routes to Lewis Bond, their sure-handed slot receiver.
McDonald on the carry, straight up the middle, flag down. Ahmad Moses on the tackle. This is right in the middle of that offensive line.
Personal foul. Illegal use of hands to the face. Defense, number 55. 15-yard count to be added to the end of the run. First down.
Wu Spencer Hands to the face, and it's 15 yards.
So we've seen this the last couple drives from BC. You start the drive off well offensively, you get some momentum, but then they've sputtered. I think the key here for BC is, can you find a way to come up with the big play? The longer that you're on the field, the more plays it takes you to get there, the more likely you are to make a mistake. Can they bite it off all in one play?
McDonald. Tough 5 yards.
Your coaches so often talk about the middle 8 in a college football game. Last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half, so big for momentum. Momentum so big for college football. Here we got 17-0, SMU up over BC.
SMU blanking Boston College 17-0 coming out of the 2-minute timeout here late first half. As we take a look at our quarterback comparison, Lonergan on the right didn't start the game for BC, but he's coming in relief and guided now 3 very promising drives, but no points to show for it.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to finish the deal. Kevin Jennings, on the other hand, the 1 touchdown pass, been solid himself. What's not shown there is the 2 fumbles. One was a bad snap, one was a sack on the throwing arm. Those two turnovers were key in terms of not allowing BC to get momentum.
Lonergan to throw. Bond out of bounds at the 20.
If you're BC, you're still utilizing tempo here, but at some point you got to start thinking about, you don't want to give SMU another possession on the back end of it. You can take your time and be slow, but it's the fine line of BC's been at their best offensively when they use tempo. Bill O'Brien will have to navigate that.
McDonald lowers his shoulder, falls forward. Deuce Harmon on the tackle. They'll mark him at the 14. Bring up 2nd down and 5.
They'll also mark him out of bounds too, so the clock will stop.
Bond in motion. McDonald on the carry, tripped up in the backfield. Tyron Polley did a really nice job just getting a hand on the shoelaces of Jordan McDonald. He falls forward for maybe a yard. It's 3rd and 4.
It's an excellent play right there by Polley. Nice call, too, by defensive coordinator Scott Simons. You're blitzing right into that counter run game.
Lonergan hits Bond inside the 10, but a marker down right at the line of scrimmage. Our referee Mike Roach has been busy today.
Encroachment on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Stays 3rd down.
8th penalty combined, these two teams today.
BC gets the ball at half, too, so an opportunity to swing that momentum if they were able to get a score here. Start with the ball in the second half.
So a 3rd and 4, becomes a 3rd and 9.
Got to get something here. Don't have to get all of it. But imagine Bill will go for it on 4th down again. Field goal at this point in the game doesn't really do much for you. Bond in the backfield.
Lonergan has time, can run it, steps up. Won't get the 1st down, though. Isaiah Smith again. Just got a tractor beam on Lonergan today. 1 in red is all over the quarterback.
Looks like they're going to line up and try to get 3 points on the board.
SMU calling timeout.
Please reset the game clock to 1 minute 15 seconds. 1:15.
To preserve as much time as they can on the clock for themselves.
Yeah, for this SMU offense, minute 15, that's an eternity. And you have 2 timeouts. You're going to give Rhett Lashley and this Mustang offense a full another possession.
That offense, they have 220 yards of total offense. About 100 of that has come on 3 big plays. One of them on that last drive to Ymir Knight, and then 2 to Hudson, including the touchdown. But BC here just trying to get something, anything on the board going.
And it's a similar feel to Notre Dame a week ago for Boston College, where you're in it, you're playing stout defense, you feel good about it, but then you look up and you give up a couple big plays and the game starts slipping away from you.
Luca Lombardo from 31. And BC is on the board. The Eagles finally able to finish a drive with points. And O'Brien knows that's big. Now, if their defense can hold here in the final 1 minute and 11 seconds, they'll get the ball to start the second half.
Last time SMU was in this situation, minute left, had to go in 2-minute drill mode. They marched down the field and got it to overtime versus Miami. Talked about that win in the open. What a past few weeks it's been for SMU. You get a huge program win versus Clemson. Then from their perspective, you stub your toe versus Wake Forest. Wake Forest obviously earned that win, but then you respond with a huge win versus Miami coming in today. So much chatter around, hey, can't have that letdown effect. I don't think it would happen because SMU now realizes we're right in the thick of conference contention, path towards the ACC title game.
The Irishman, Andy Quinn, will boot it to McFall. Loses it in the sun a little bit, now loses his feet. Ball's still free, and he's able to pick it up. But that enabled Boston College to get down in coverage. At least McFall avoided disaster, but it wasn't exactly what SMU was hoping for on that kickoff. Coming up tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern on the ACC Network, it's FSU and Clemson from Death Valley. Both teams looking to become bowl eligible. It's available on not only watching it on the ACC Network, but also on the ESPN app. People of Death Valley always taking an interest when the Seminoles come to town, so that stadium should be rocking.
2 teams that thought they'd be in ACC championship contention not too long ago. Rough couple months for both those squads.
Hard dancing for about 3.
Boston College takes its second time out of the half. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute, 1-0-0. Thank you.
So this is interesting. You saw SMU backed up, opting to run the ball on first down. They only got 3. Now it switches to Bill O'Brien calling the timeouts.
He knows there's going to be limited possessions, or at least every possession's precious, down 2 touchdowns. You also, if your defense can be stout, SMU somewhat backed up where you'd have to punt close to your end zone. If you can hold up here, maybe you try to block a punt, create a special teams big play. But yeah, a little bit of the gamesmanship here with a minute left. The flip side is you're also helping SMU in that offense regroup, discuss what they want to get to.
How aggressive are you being here?
Yep. I think with the success you've had, I would open it up. Trust Kevin Jennings, see if you can get a chunk play here and see if you can utilize tempo to float around and just get 3 points. That's the mindset.
Keeping it on the ground with Harden. And he picks up a first down.
Boston College takes its final time out of the half.
Which is really academic now. With a first down here, you use the timeout, but if SMU chooses to run out the clock, they're going to run out the clock. If they choose to be aggressive, now you've called a timeout and you've given them more time.
And I still think if you're Rhett Lashley, from your mindset, if you hand the ball off with how big TJ Harden is and he's broke a few of those tackles, you could hand it off and still get a chunk play, especially if Boston College is playing more prevent defense. You can see Rhett Lashley right there, read his lips, says we got 1 timeout. He's walking his squad through the different scenarios. Again, the mindset is you're not necessarily trying to bite everything off, but if you can get towards BC's 30-yard line, you start getting into field goal range, but it all starts with just getting another first down.
Jennings quickly out tonight. You saw what he can do with the ball in his hands. Another first down. That'll temporarily stop the clock. Eli Boykin coming back to making the stop, but SMU can go quickly as well. We've seen their tempo. It's about as fast as you'll see in college football. Jennings underneath. Ball up in the air. Almost intercepted. Owen McGowan had a hand on it, just couldn't quite bring it in.
That's always the risk. Ball's a little high, trying to check that throw down. Owen McGowan almost had himself an interception. Nice coverage down the field. Jennings is forced to check the ball down. Little high, little hot. That's why Bill O'Brien's calling timeouts, is he's going to make a play. Put your offense in good field position.
Jennings going for Brinson, just overshoots him, flag down. And now a bunch of flags come in late.
Yeah, they had Jordan Hudson. He kicked the ball late. And I think he didn't see the flag that they're going to get holding-wise on Amari Jackson that was covering him, so he was about to get rewarded. Excuse me, it's Romello Brinson. They had a double move route to the top of the screen. They're going to get Amari Jackson on a hold, but then Brinson's going to give it right back because he kicked the ball.
Holding. Defense. The 10-yard penalty being forced and carries an automatic first down. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 3. That 15-yard penalty will also be enforced. It'll be 1st and 10 for SMU. That's number 3's first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty of the game.
Yeah, this is the 6th penalty of this first half against SMU.
So it was overthrown because Brinson got held, and it's almost like he's acting like it's practice, where it's, ah, shucks, can't do that. That's a huge break for Boston College. Brinson's a guy that had to carry the receiver room the first 3 weeks when Jordan Hudson was banged up. He'll have a shot at playing on Sundays. Very talented receiver.
Jennings. Hudson trying to get out of bounds and trying to get a block, and does. Gets as much as he can and gets out of bounds took a late shot. The officials kept the flags in their pockets. That's 19 yards.
Excellent football awareness by Jordan Hudson. You catch a curl route closer to the hash, got to look to either get upfield or get out of bounds. He does both, utilizing the juke move to get to the sideline.
That one in all kinds of traffic for Jalen Cooper. Defended by Isaiah Ferris. Now just 17 seconds remaining on the clock. Sam Keltner, the kicker's got a big leg. He hit a 51-yarder at Clemson earlier this year. But they've still got a ways to go to get him into range.
Still got the one timeout, so you can call in-breaking routes. You can call a dig route, catch it, potentially call timeout. Full playbook's open even here, even though it's only 17 seconds.
BC bringing some pressure. Jennings, ball batted up in the air. That one was picked off. Josiah Griffin. Maybe giving BC a chance here with 10 seconds left to go.
Please just hit the game clock to 11 seconds, 0-1-1. Bring on the field is interception by the defense. First down, BC.
Josiah Griffin, the reserve defensive end for Boston College, only one tackle on this season. Well, now he's got one interception. The big man showing some athleticism, little tip drill to himself. Saw Rhett Lashley getting frustrated with Romello Brinson on the sideline, knowing that that was an opportunity to get even more points on the board, put this game away, potentially going into halftime. Instead, you don't come up with that big play. You allow Boston College's defense to get the big play. See if BC can get some points here.
No timeouts for Lonergan. Outstanding pass and catch to Bond, and they'll have a chance here. What a tight window that Lonergan fit that one into. 19 yards and with 6 seconds left. Lombardo's coming on.
What a throw by Dylan Lonergan. The timing had to be accurate. There was a safety, a linebacker, and a corner all dropping underneath, and with 6 seconds, not enough time to try to get any closer. Don't want to risk just chucking it up to the end zone, so trying to get 3 here with Luca Lombardo, who's been automatic.
This from 36. And he nails it. Just as time expires here in the first half, Luca Lombardo adds 3 more for Boston College. They'll get the second half kick as well. So a little momentum for Bill O'Brien heading into the locker room, even though they continue to trail by 11. Let's send you down to Taylor and the crew in studio for the halftime report. College 6. We'll be back after more. Let's try that again. Yep. Absolutely gorgeous day in Boston, Mass. You're watching the ACC on ESPN. Just up the road a bit in Chestnut Hill, SMU on the road and leading 17-6 over the Boston College Eagles. Alongside Max Brown, I'm Chris Cotter. 17-0 at 1 point. BC charged back and got 6 points. It's a game that's kind of, neither team is really taking control of it.
Yeah, it's really been the SMU defense continuing to be opportunistic, creating turnovers. They came into this game leading the country in takeaways, and that's exactly how they've been today. Gatorade, is it in you? It's been in this SMU defense. DJ Warner, strip sack there. That was one fumbled in the very next possession. Guess who? Ahmad Moses had an excellent game a week ago, and club takeaway for SMU alive and well here in Chestnut Hill.
The only Gatorade in that club is if you're using it as a mixer, right? Here's some of the defensive stats. The 2 takeaways you saw, the 4 sacks, of course, the 2 stopping Boston College on 4th down. That's really the story because Dylan Lonergan came in, started guiding Boston College down the field, but they were keeping him out of the end zone.
Yeah, that 1 for 8 on 3rd down sticks out. BC's also 1 for 3 on 4th down. So SMU defensively has given up yards, but they've found a way to get off the field when they need to.
BC will receive this kick to start the second half. It sails over McCormick's head. Let's send you down to the field in Kendra Douglas.
Well, guys, when I caught up with both coaches, they were both disappointed in their offenses. When I talked with SMU head coach Rhett Lashley, he told me this offense is making unnecessary decisions. They got to clean things up, and they got to be better. When I talked with head coach Bill O'Brien, he kind of said the same thing. He said, look, this offense can't be stopped. They're stopping themselves. If they clean things up and move the ball, they can really get a chance to get on the board, guys.
Find a way to get the ball into the end zone. They were opportunistic there to kick that last field goal at the very end of the first half to close the gap to 11 points. But they're going to have to score a lot more than 6 points a half to beat this SMU team.
A little overthrow right there by Dylan Lonergan. I thought Dawson Pugh stopped running his route midway through. Ball was still high. Again, to Kendra's point, not the way you want to start. Open receiver there, got to take advantage.
Turbo split out to the top of your screen. It's a good look at Dylan Lonergan. Bond trying to shake a defender and does enough to pick up close to the first down. He's going to be right by the 35, and they're going to give it to him. Good effort by Bond, who was completely out of the game in the first quarter. They really started finding 11 in the second.
Yeah, they featured Reed Harris once Dylan Lonergan got into this game. Grayson James started, did a lot more quarterback and run game specific things. Lonergan in, opened up the pass game a little bit. Got to get Harris and Bond going in the second half.
Pugh maybe gets a yard. Ahmad Moses, who they will just put all over the field, 3 in red. You know, you look at their 2 safeties. Isaiah Wakobe is kind of more that traditional strong safety, almost a linebacker playing safety, but Ahmad Moses everywhere.
Yeah, it's a defense that does boundary and field safety. Moses will be the field safety, more of a can go center field, but then also roll into the box, and then Wakobe, a much bigger safety into the boundary where you're going to get a little bit more tackles. He's 6'1", 205. Both guys a week ago were double-digit tacklers.
Underneath. It's his man. That's Franklin, the tight end. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
See SMU sub out Emba and Webb. They're 2 big defensive tackles for 3rd down. Put more athletic bodies in there. This is where they've been great on 3rd down, getting off the field. Your Boston College, you got Lewis Bond here on the bottom hash.
Lonergan to throw. Rolls out. He's going to try and get it on his own, but he won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Isaiah Smith, again. He has just been glued to Dylan Lonergan all game long.
This is Boston College's favorite 3rd down concept, mesh wheel. They're going to hit the running back or try to hit the running back on a wheel route. Then you got a receiver coming underneath. SMU knows it's coming. All the receivers are locked up, and a huge hit at the end. Isaiah Smith, we've called his name a few times today. That bandit position for SMU, part pass rusher, but also can drop into coverage.
Knight makes one man miss. Flags come from all over the place as he's dropped at the 35. Let's check the marker.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 3. 10-yard penalty. First down for SMU. Timeout.
SMU will back up with their first offensive possession of the day coming up. Mustangs up 11.
Introducing SportsCenter for you, personalized every single day. Now available on the ESPN app. Powered by your favorites.
Mustangs' first possession of this second half. Kevin Jennings at the helm. T.J. Harden at tailback. We saw Chris Johnson at the very first possession of the game for SMU. Haven't seen him since. It was a game-time decision, and then Shotty Clayton Johnson also went out with an injury, so they're thin at tailback. But they come out slinging. Hudson, just lost his footing after he turned it upfield. It's almost a big play, but Isaiah Ferris got just enough of it.
You see the arm strength by Kevin Jennings, too. It doesn't get talked about a lot, but getting that ball out quickly and accurately on his face mask allows Jordan Hudson to do something with it afterwards.
Here's Harden. That is a tough yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1. KP Price, he was similar to Moses for SMU. He's all over the field, 2 and white.
And this has been where the SMU offense has struggled, not only in this game, but throughout the season. 3rd down, 2 for 7 in the first half. It kind of felt like they could do whatever they want, but then BC had a knack for getting off the field. 3rd and 1's obviously as easy of a 3rd down as you're going to get.
Harden crashes forward for the first down. With that said about SMU's tailbacks, we're going to see a daily dose of Harden now for the rest of this game.
Yeah, what a luxury it is to have him, just a bigger back, can wear on teams, especially the Boston College front 7 that's banged up and thin.
Pressure up the middle. Price is going after Jennings. Couldn't quite bring him down, and Jennings is able to throw it away. KP Price almost got him. And Jennings again, a little bit gimpy. We saw a little bit of that in the first half.
Yeah, seeing some of the mobility here. Luckily, he gets out of it. Have to think that KP Price may have hit that bone bruise on that left ankle. KP Price, one of the best defenders for this BC defense. He's moved all over the field. Safety, nickel, traditional linebacker spot. 69 tackles on the year, awfully productive.
BC brings just 4, so Jennings has time, but way over the head of Brinson. And it's 3rd and 10.
That one got away from him. Wonder if that ankle was bothering him in terms of stepping into that throw. And again, we find ourselves here, 3rd and long for Boston College. Their best pass rusher, Quintavious Hutchins, who was banged up in the first half. We saw him in the tent. He's back in this game, standing up on the bottom hash. SMU looking to the sidelines, seeing if they want to change their play call. Boston College defensively is going to stay in their look.
Jennings, defender fell down. What a hit! Knight makes the catch, and of course it's Thornton, but Knight hangs on.
Dylan Lonergan made the same exact throw on a similar route to end the first half. Kevin Jennings says, I'm going to one-up you. An excellent throw and catch. Incredible job by Knight to hold on to it.
McCall. Flag down as Derek McFall goes out of bounds. The officials scramble over to make sure there's no business afterward.
Offense number 74. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Another holding call against SMU. This one is against Andrew Chambly. Penalties have hurt them today.
Yeah, Chambly, a backup tackle, now starting today at left tackle. Logan Parr, their original left guard, is out. I meant to ask Rhett Lashley. I don't know why he uses the walkie-talkie instead of the headset. Usually you can communicate with your quarterback just through the headset. Obviously bringing out the walkie-talkie, that must be how he is communicating with Kevin Jennings and his headset. But sometimes it comes out, sometimes it doesn't. Maybe it's tech issues.
After the 10-yard walk-off for the holding call, it's 1st and 20. Jennings, play action. Harden stays in the block. As a receiver, Knight downfield. He's wide open. Inside the 20, makes the man miss. Inside the 10, and he'll score. 61 yards. And yet another big play for SMU. Just when it seems like they're bogged down and their backs are against the wall, they go up top for a big hitter.
Ymir Knight having a day. That'll put him well over 100 yards on the day. The slot receiver coming up with big plays, just a seam route. Boston College loses him, and you can't lose that guy, not with that speed and that quickness. So much attention on Brinson and Hudson on the outside, but Knight has really come on the past month of the season.
Keltner with the PAT. And Bill O'Brien, obviously a little bit disappointed. Big plays continue for the Mustangs. Ymir Knight puts 6 more on the board. Oh, what a beautiful fall day in Boston. Got here a couple days early to check it out. Of course, some chowder. Down on the Common, saw the Bruins on Thursday night. SMU, we saw some of their fans in town, hoping to cheer their Mustangs on to yet another return appearance, the ACC Championship game weekend after Thanksgiving in Charlotte. They're part of that group of teams with one loss.
Right in it.
Yeah.
Right in it.
Got to win today to keep pace. Tiebreakers, yeah, you're going to need to go through tiebreakers with all those teams with 0 or 1 loss, and look at these.
And the big thing is Virginia does have the 1 loss, and it is to NC State, but technically an out-of-conference game, which could be crucial when you start talking about the different tiebreaker scenarios.
McCormick lets it sail over his head. What happened on that touchdown catch?
Yeah, they let Ymir Knight loose in the secondary. They're going to bring pressure here. Safety rolls down, and then this safety's way over the top. There's no one in the middle of the field, and SMU is able to take advantage. I think it's a busted coverage. You're expecting help in the middle of the field. No one's there. A lot of green grass, and Ymir Knight taking advantage.
6 catches, 157 yards in that touchdown on the day for Knight. 156, by the way, of the 350 yards of total offense on 4 plays for SMU today. They've hit him with big plays. Now Lonergan trying to make one of his own. Oh, gets horse-collared. No horse-collar call, but just grabbed around the collar. But that's a big gain.
Seen that a couple times from Lonergan, stepping up in the pocket, finding a crease. And again, BC's going to utilize tempo here.
And low snap handled by Lonergan. Turbo Richard picks up 4. Wu Spencer on the tackle.
BC had a lot of success with the outside run game, outside the tackles, closer to the sideline. A lot more with Grayson James in there. Went away from it because Lonergan allowed them to, or they chose to pass more. I like that run style, though. Get outside on the edge, see if you can find a crease for Turbo Richard to cut up the field.
Fake this time to Richard. Lonergan looking downfield into all kinds of traffic, and it's picked off. Polley inside of BC territory returns it all the way to the 39.
Club takeaway. Once again, Polley, the true freshman, at his nickel spot, coming up with an interception. Both BC receivers, the tight end and the receiver, top of the screen, you're going to see it here. They're right next to each other. It was poor spacing. You got 2 BC Eagles right there in the middle of the field. It allows both the safety, the corner to condense down. And I said opportunistic to start the game. I mean, it's just part of their identity. That's what this SMU defense is. Getting these turnovers.
Yeah, they're going to run out of confetti if this keeps up. That is a big story in this game. And now SMU trying to strike quickly, but McFall couldn't handle the pass. It was a tough day for both BC quarterbacks. Started off with Grayson James. He fumbled twice. Lonergan replaced him. That interception right there.
We had BC a few weeks ago. Their message to Dylan Lonergan was don't predetermine where you're going with the ball. You know, sometimes you see a coverage and you're saying the ball should be here, but if the spacing's not there, can't force it.
Hard bounces it outside, and you see his power. Still gets a couple of extra yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and a long 3. The one thing about this BC defense, all these turnovers, 3 turnovers, they've only yielded 3 points off the 3 turnovers. They've hung in there, but they certainly have prevented the offense from putting enough points to keep them in this game right now. And this is a big 3rd down right here.
And the theme in this season is you have fight from this BC defense, but as the game goes on and you get later in the ball game, have a tendency to wear down. Big opportunity to get off the field.
Eagles bring just 4. Nice catch. Man, Knight is playing a game, isn't he?
So tough, too. You have the athleticism in the slot. He just beat you on a deep route. Now he chops it down for a little out route down by the sticks. That slot position in a Rhett Lashley offense, you mentioned it earlier, a little touch position where They're definitely going to feature you on 3rd and short, but even getting them more towards the backfield. Like if I'm a slot receiver anywhere in the country, I'd want to play for that man right there. He gets you the rock.
Hard. Steps over defender. He's starting to get going right now. Picks up 6.
He's got to feel it too. Some chunk runs there.
Just lost his shoe, ran out of his shoe. That'll bring up another one of those touch guys onto the field, Derek McFall, who usually lines up in the backfield, but he's similar to Ymir Knight. Another one of the guys, 0. You just want to get him the ball in a lot of space.
Yeah, it's a position group for SMU. They like a lot of the guys they have. It's been somewhat inconsistent this season. You know, you had to replace Brashard Smith, now playing with the Kansas City Chiefs. Open void, a lot of touches that to account for.
Now there's the speed of McFall. Hits the hole quickly, and they'll move the sticks.
This was the identity, or this was an element of the SMU offense that was not present a week ago. I mean, versus Miami, going into overtime, only had -2 rushing yards. Had to think coming into this game, they definitely wanted to establish the run game.
Working on that clock, too, inside of 6.5 in this 3rd quarter. McFall gets through the line of scrimmage, picks up a long 4. Omar Thornton on the tackle. There's Harden back in, got the shoe back on.
Kind of get the sense that SMU offensively trying to have a statement drive here. Working the clock, pounding the rock, wearing down this BC defense.
They give it to Hart. Lowers his shoulder, runs through tackles all the way inside the 5, but a marker behind the play.
Holding. Offense number 44. It's 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Stone Eby. That man right there is unhappy about the call. Eby is the H-back fullback. It's also the backup kicker.
And read his lips and say, "Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike." I don't have a Mike on the roster. Maybe it's one of the referees.
It
I'm
is
not
Mike
sure.
Roach. It's
okay,
the referee.
There you go. So Redson is here saying, "Come on, Mike." And still see him doing it.
Yeah, it's always, and then the head linesman always gets the worst of it, doesn't he? He's right there next to the coach. He's like, I didn't even throw the flag. 90 penalty yards in this game. That's the 6th holding call against SMU. Jennings quickly out. Hudson trying to make players miss. And a late flag behind the play. Now a little bit of pushing and shoving. Offensive lineman P.J. Williams got out to block on that screen, and a couple of Boston College players taking exception to it. We have an injured player on the field. Trying to get a number and see who that is.
It looked like either 0 or 8. Steele at linebacker or Thornton at safety. A lot going on here.
Yes. Officials are talking about the flag. As we look at Thornton.
Personal foul, legal blindside block. Offense number 59. 15-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Yeah, so the call is going to go against Williams. And again, SMU will back up. And Rhett Lashley is hot. As Omar Thornton walks off under his own power, that's good. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Coach Rhett Lashley knows it. That's why he was so intense with the officials after these last 2 calls. But SMU really backed up. Jennings now faking it, hits his tight end Hibner. A lot of room to run inside the 10, and Hibner will score. 37 yards. The Mustangs hit him with another big play.
We talked to Rhett Lashley last night about this exact concept. Trying to get one-on-one matchups with the linebacker. They're utilizing Hibner out of the backfield. You get a Mike linebacker who's sucking in with that run fake, and Owen McGowan, and you're right behind him. They had luck twice with that style of look a week ago versus Miami, where you fake the quarterback run game, get the linebackers to come up, and then a little pop pass over the top.
Offense number 64, taunting. His first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game. That 59 penalty been forced on the kickoff.
They'll enforce the penalty on the kickoff. Here you see Jennings having a word with his center, asking what's going on with that. Keltner for the PAT to really put the hurting on the Eagles here. It's 31-6. How did this all come about here, Max?
Excellent play design by that man right there, Rhett Lashley. He does a great job. I mean, receiver spacing's wide, so then you're putting this linebacker in a bind, and then tight end wise, you're acting like you're blocking, and then he'll shoot down the middle of the field. 2 high safeties, a lot of green grass right down the middle of the field, and it's an easy design there. Like I said, they had luck with that style of design, not to the tight end, but they went to the running back last week versus Miami. It's carrying over today. If you're facing this SMU offense, got to be very wary of that look.
It's our quarterback coach on the right, isn't it? Familiar name, familiar face. De'Aaron King. Seems like just yesterday he was playing in this league.
Seriously. Quarterback coach for SMU. Played under Rhett Lashley, I believe, when he was at Miami. One of the most dynamic quarterbacks in recent memory.
And the work continues for that man right there. It has been a trying fall for Bill O'Brien. Now down big in the waning moments of this 3rd quarter. After the penalty, you're going to get an opportunity here for BC. That's Broom, the running back. Takes it out beyond the 40, so good field position. Coming up tonight at 7 o'clock on the ACC Network. That's right, it's FSU at Clemson. Both teams with still a lot to play for. They got to become bowl eligible. Either one can do it tonight. 7 o'clock on the ACC Network from Death Valley, also on the ESPN app, so check that out. Sticking with Lonergan at quarterback. And Turbo in the backfield. They hand it to Richard. Tries to bounce it outside. Going to get tackled for a TFL. Jeffrey Imba. And out of Gabon. Started his college career at Auburn, transferred to Purdue. Now he's here at SMU. Actually came to the States as a basketball player. Played for prep school in Connecticut and then discovered football. I mean,
from the hardwood to defensive tackle in the ACC.
You're 6'6", 312. I could see how that might work out. 2nd down and 11 now for Lonergan. Empty backfield. Pressure off the edge, trying to get it downfield, and can't hook up with VJ Wilkins. And Imba again on the pressure.
The 3rd receiver for SMU's having a day, and Ymir Knight for Boston College. Their 3rd receiver, Jaden Skeet, has been banged up most of the year. He's out today with his shoulder, giving guys like VJ Wilkins increased role. Just can't connect there on a little slot fade. And 3rd and long for BC. When they've been in this situation, had success with Lonergan breaking the pocket. Obviously a tough scenario and advantageous for SMU's defensive line here.
BC just 1 for 9, converting 3rd downs today. Lonergan. Looks like his hand might have gotten hit as he released that one. Turbo on the catch, but there's Ahmad Moses again.
It's a nice decision by Dylan Lonergan, knowing that you're down in this game, likely 4-down territory. Get yourself 6 or 7 yards to get to 4th and manageable. Got a couple of these 4th and 3s throughout the game. Both times they have elected to pass. One time they went Jeremiah Franklin in the end zone, obviously not end zone here, and the other time they tried to get to Lewis Bond.
SMU backs out of pressure. They bring just 3. Lonergan still flushed out of the pocket. Good catch. And it's going to be a first down. Bond with an outstanding grab. He had Jaden Milner-Jones all over, but he still made the catch and they moved the chains.
This is an excellent catch by Lewis Bond. Low and away, he's diving, secures it. Reason why he leads the ACC in receptions this season.
6 catches on the day. Make that 7. Falls forward beyond the 40. Take a look at that great catch 2 plays ago.
Yeah, they're featuring 11. Lewis Bond, a little out-breaking route. I thought that he had VJ Wilkins coming across the center. This is the diving catch, though. Good job ball placement-wise, putting that away from the defender. Seeing the trust they have in Lewis Bond to come down with it.
Lonergan again finds Bond over the middle. Stays on his feet, falls forward. Great effort again for the first down. Bond is now 4 catches away from Zay Flowers all-time receiving mark.
Just like that, 3 catches back to back to back, puts him in striking distance. Receiver that's been extremely productive for BC, multiple years. Opportunity to potentially leave the program, go for NIL dollars elsewhere, has stayed and is one of their leaders.
Harris took a big hit. Again, Milner-Jones, but Harris was able to hang on. BC working a little tempo here. They got something going on this drive.
And we've seen this, right? They've had tempo and multiple drives throughout the game, utilizing the quick passing game. Haven't been able to cash in. I think a big reason why is they haven't had the big play. You know, SMU, if they let you have the underneath stuff, they're banking on the fact that eventually you'll have a mistake, eventually you'll have a penalty. Can BC unlock something down the field?
Lonergan's 5 for 6 on this drive. Play clock winding down. Just got it off, and no, he didn't. O'Brien knew they weren't gonna, or knew they were gonna be real close.
Boston College takes its first time out of the half.
So Bill O'Brien called the timeout.
It'll be a 30-second timeout.
You got Bill O'Brien frustrated from an operational standpoint. You had Dylan Lonergan. He had 2 plays, then he checks to a run play. You could hear it in his mic saying kill, kill, meaning he's ditching the first play, going to the second play, but you always got to be wary of the play clock, and couldn't get Lewis Bond lined up there in the slot.
Both of these coaches are going to need a few Ricola after this game. I mean, they've been yelling, and O'Brien's been wearing out that headset. Kicking the turf. I mean, it's a frustrating year for him. Our conversations with him this week, I really thought he was quite philosophical about it. Happy with the way the team was working every week, even at a 1-8, because when you're 1-8, you tell me the motivation in November to go out there and get your head kicked in every week when you've got that little to play for in terms of down the road, you know?
You run out of messages to say.
Lonergan throws that to empty space.
No, I respected how fiery he was. I mean, it got some national headlines. He got a little chippy with a reporter midweek, but you're 1-8. You got to send a message to your locker room that we got to fight. We got to continue to stay in it. That's his personality. I think it's just tough because you're in this game and it's 31-6, but it doesn't feel like Boston College should be down that much. They've been competitive. They've been hanging in there. They've just they haven't come up with the play the times when they need to.
Ball comes out. Tight end Franklin incomplete. Speedy Nettles on the hit that separated Franklin from the ball. If this is an area of the field, they get down here, red zone, near red zone, and all their drives are stalled out down here.
That's the perfect example. You're third and 4. You call a little out route to one of your best players, leader on this team, Jeremiah Franklin. It's just a bang-bang play. Can't come down with it. It's a great play by Speedy Nettles at the corner spot, breaking on that out route, but got to come down with that.
Bond in motion down to the bottom of your screen. Lonergan Pocket collapses, Lonergan goes down. DJ Warner and several others brought him down. 6th sack of the day for this SMU defense.
It's been the theme of the day. SMU's defense showing up on 3rd down, making it tough for Dylan Lonergan. Both edge rushers there you're seeing celebrate. DJ Warner 5, Isaiah Smith 1. Pocket just collapsing.
5 of BC's last 7 drives have ended inside the SMU 35, and they have 6 points to show for those drives. Just have not been able to finish it off. Between the 20s, they've moved the football. Just haven't put any points on the board. Flea flicker. Jennings looking for an open receiver, and he had one coming across the pattern, and Jalen Cooper just a little far beyond his hands. We'll talk to Rhett Lashley coming up.
Rhett Lashley with the flea flicker, trying to really put this game away. Last drive, they had a lot of success with the run game, maybe trying to catch safeties and linebackers with their eyes in the backfield. Hit him over the top.
Hard. Bouncing it outside. Now he cuts back in. Shows some nifty moves for a man that's 220 pounds. Kalenge on the stop. It'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Coach is saying, am I good at the quarter? You got an interview with Kendra at the quarter, coach.
That's what he was asking. Am I good to go find Kendra? Yes? Okay, good. To make sure that the play clock and the game clock were synced. They're just off a bit, but I think the officials are gonna give him the nod.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
Heading to the final stanza, all Mustangs.
Well, welcome back inside Alumni Stadium. SMU up in this one, 31-6. Coach, your defense has continued to keep you in this game. What do you want to see more of from them as you attack the fourth quarter?
Just keep doing what they're doing. They've stopped the run, made them one-dimensional, and been elite at getting off the field on fourth downs and in the red zone. So they played lights out.
All right, thank you, Kendra. Coach, sorry for the audio issues there at the end. I think we got the picture. They have played lights out. And so is this running game. Harden looked out. 40, 30, inside the 20, finally knocked out of bounds, inside the 10. And Max, you had a feeling with the way 27 was running at 6- and 7-yard clips that it was just a matter of time before he broke one, and he went 52 yards on that play.
Yeah, wearing you down, wearing you down. He's their downhill bruising back, and you get to the fourth quarter, and this is where the run game can pop. I like the footwork, too, out of Harden. Patient through the hole. Nifty little jump cut, gets to the outside, showing a little bit of the speed, too.
He's gone well over 100 yards, 129 on 14 attempts.
It's a good sign for SMU, too, especially after a week where they struggled to run the ball.
Harden again. Good job of tackling on the edge by Q Hutchins. Harden only picked up a yard. The other thing with this SMU team, you talk about it's a good sign after having not run the ball very well last week, is they're without Shoddy Clayton Johnson, who went out in the first half. And then Chris Johnson was a game-time decision today, and he only played in one series. So they're really banged up at that running back spot.
And if they can get healthy, and if SMU makes a run right here, the 1-2 punch between the style-wise of TJ Harden being physical, Chris Johnson more the explosive speed guy, it's another element that this SMU offense could unlock.
SMU takes its first timeout of the half.
Mustangs
30-second timeout.
having a difficult time getting lined up, so play clock inside of 5. Jennings calls for a timeout.
What a past couple 10 days it's been for Rhett Lashley. Get the contract extension. Get the biggest win in program history this century at home. First top 10 win since the death penalty. Back in the thick of the ACC race. It was fun meeting with that staff last night. A lot of continuity on this staff, which you don't always see. I mean, a lot of times we're meeting with coordinators that it's first or second year, then you're either good enough where you move on to the next job, get the promotion, or not good enough and you're getting fired. During Lashley's time at SMU, only one full-time coach has left or moved on. Speaks to the continuity.
Pitch out to McFall. He's got the speed to get to the corner, and he does.
Mentioned the speed of Chris Johnson, who they're missing, but Derek McFall, he's got that too. Said it a couple times, plays that touch position for SMU, half running back, half receiver a little bit. Whatever it takes, just get the rock in his hands with green grass in front of him. He'll do something good with it.
Big old 44 in front of him as well. Keltner kicks the PAT. The Mustangs have scored a touchdown on all 3 second-half drives to break this one wide open. 38-6 our score, SMU. No issues here in Chestnut Hill.
ACC championship game. To the end zone! Touchdown!
December 6th from Charlotte, ACC championship game. SMU still alive. Those fans are happy about what they've seen today, staying alive. Think about what they've got next. Week off to heal some bumps and bruises, figure some things out. Then Louisville at home and at California. Not as daunting a trip for SMU from Dallas in terms of getting out there to Berkeley, but still, that's a road trip that they're not super comfortable making, that they haven't made a lot. And so we'll keep an eye on that. This Wake Forest team, they've played so well this year, taking on Virginia, the unbeaten Cavaliers in league play, 7 o'clock on ESPN. That's part of that foursome of games still to come here in the ACC.
It's a Wake Forest team that beat SMU just a couple weeks ago. Louisville very much in the hunt. Louisville still has to play this SMU squad here in a couple weeks. You mentioned it, JKS and that Cal offense. If they wake up and are in motion, they can sneak up on you and get in a win.
Lonergan to throw. Ball batted up in the air, incomplete. No whistle yet. Now we get it.
Also got Pitt and Georgia Tech in that picture. Pitt has to play Notre Dame still, and they both play each other, Georgia Tech and Pitt.
That's going to be a massive game. That's in 2 weeks. Next week, Georgia Tech will play this Boston College team on this very field.
The interesting thing, especially with the first rankings coming out this past Tuesday, can the ACC get 2 teams in? Right now, if it's between the ACC and the Big 12, the Big 12's probably positioned more favorably to get that second team in, but if these ACC teams can stay clean down the stretch, certainly a path to getting 2 teams in.
Part of that would be Pitt beating Notre Dame. Because
Totally.
Notre Dame is one of those teams that wants that spot.
And Pitt's got the toughest ACC schedule left to play, or of all the ACC teams with that Notre Dame game in there. Pitt has Miami at the end of the season too. You're right though, that is the great equalizer, because you can boot Notre Dame out and then take their spot in the CFP.
Third down, pressure for SMU. Oh, what a catch by Harris. Contact downfield. And a flag in the backfield, too. We may tack some on, but let's not take anything away from that catch by Reed Harris.
Foul, roughing the passer, defense number 90. 15-yard penalty, first down.
This is an incredible catch. Utilizing his size and frame, Lonergan gets hit there. Not a ton there, to be honest.
I don't know about that, but catch is, I want to see that catch again, because there was contact as well. He bounced off the contact and then bounced off the turf and hung on to it.
Sold out, full extension, twisting and turning his body.
McDonald on the carry inside the 30.
That's going to be the message for this BC offense moving forward. Is they've moved the ball. They've had the plays. We've talked about it today. It's just haven't converted in money downs, being red zone and third down.
Lonergan, he'll be brought down. Yet another sack from this SMU defense. 7th on the game. That's a season high. There's Billy Walton.
Billy Walton from South Oak Cliff, Texas, same high school as his quarterback, Kevin Jennings. Dallas product. It's been a big part of SMU building this program. Is the more you win, you're now in the ACC for a second year, you can tap into more of the local recruiting roots, which obviously Dallas is a hotbed.
Lonergan steps into it. Bond at the 30. We'll mark him just inside. They'll bring up third down. Bond now 3 catches away from 200 in his career. That would best say Flowers' career mark at Boston College.
Saw there Dylan Lonergan messing with his hand. He's been doing that for the past quarter. It's not too cold here, so that at least helps his cause.
4th down. And it'll be 4th down and a little bit longer.
Delay of game, disconcerting signals on the defense, number 90. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
I stand corrected. Disconcerting signals. Jalen Shivers.
New point of emphasis in college football, started last year.
SMU takes its 2nd time out of the half.
Trend started to emerge over the past few years in college football, stemming and shifting your defensive line at the last second. Can't have any of your defensive players simulate the cadence of the quarterback. Trying to eliminate that hack, for lack of a better term, in college football.
Tonight after FSU and Clemson, the ACC Huddle Final Score crew. They're going to wrap up the whole day for you. So those 4 games you just saw, plus this one here, and SMU's big win, they're going to take you through all the stories. After FSU and Clemson, that game kicks at 7 in Death Valley.
You got 2 teams that thought they'd be in that ACC contention, thought they'd be at the top tier. Florida State started the year with that huge win versus Alabama. Alabama is now rolling, undefeated since that loss. Clemson started the year versus LSU, and those 2 teams have struggled. Still a lot of talent on both those squads.
Fourth down and a yard. McDonald picks it up and gets inside the red zone.
A lot of focus on Turbo Richard, but they love Jordan McDonald. We asked Bill O'Brien this week, who's doing some good things that might not be getting the credit, or the stats might not be popping, and he highlighted Jordan McDonald. Both guys banged up a little bit. McDonald's got the ankle. That time of year in November, all sorts of injuries.
Lonergan to throw. McDonald catches that one behind him. Falls forward for a few more. Javion Holiday on the stop.
It's a nice second effort to come down with that catch. Ball's a little behind him, twisting and turning, breaking that tackle.
He's got good dexterity for a big guy. He's 6'1", 211, so you don't see a lot of backs at even 6'1" that much anymore. Lonergan going for Harris, and Harris has made some spectacular catches today, but that one would have been ridiculous. So 3rd and 5. Trying to find Chudzinski, couldn't bring it in. His freshman tight end, Holiday again in coverage, and he'll bring up yet another 4th down.
Scenario they've been in a lot in today. 4th in this 3 to 5 area.
In this part of the field.
At a certain point, you're doubling back on play calls you've already had in this scenario. Because if you liked it the first time, there's a reason you liked it.
There you go.
There we go. That's
you love that.
It's like 4 weeks in a row. There's more spacing in this one. See, they're smart. They're spacing out to then allow more room for others to come join them.
I would appreciate that spacing. Franklin making the catch. 1st down.
Chris was asking for that at halftime.
I was not.
Said, where is this?
I knew it was coming. There isn't a stadium in America where that TikTok craze has not infected.
Started with Oklahoma State, I believe, embracing the struggles that they've had.
Turbo gets met and dropped at the 5.
Yeah, the headwear is interesting. We got some beanies, got a trash bag there. We got one guy with a white or a pink bucket hat.
That guy's recycling his Halloween costume from last week.
Got some overalls, of course, a bandana, some red bandana. Yeah, see the pink bucket hat, bottom right.
I
This
see
guy's got the swag. The bandana on the bicep, too. Oh, it's the bandana. It's not pink. It's the bandana. That's a great pickup.
The red bandana bucket. Lonergan fakes it. Now he's got McDonald in the end zone if he can get it to him, and he does.
They're fired up. A little late touchdown. Nice touch by Dylan Lonergan, getting it over the SMU defender. Excellent drive altogether by Jordan McDonald. A couple catches, couple runs. 5 getting into the end zone.
Capping a 13-play, 73-yard drive.
Get Dylan Lonergan out of the pocket. The nice touch, too. Not allowing the defender to make a play. Allowing your guy to make a play.
And finally, Boston College converts a red zone opportunity. Lombardo adds the point. 38-13, SMU on top in the fourth. Time now for Experts at Work, brought to you by Principal. And for the second year in a row against his BC defense, Kevin Jennings was an expert at work.
And the second week in a row, too, after a huge win versus Miami, picked up right where he left off, getting multiple playmakers involved. We saw Yamir Knight, who had a huge day, Jordan Hudson as well, and then there, Matthew Hibner. Great design by Rhett Lashley, getting the tight end involved. The SMU offense has been all big plays, and they love this man's spirit. That's the word that kept coming out. Back-to-back years versus Boston College, getting it done. 3 touchdowns, just 1 interception in both games, and they love their signal caller. Rhett Lashley does at SMU.
High five for the young SMU fan in attendance here. Jennings' day looks to be over. Jalen Davis Robinson calls for a fair catch. We'll see the backup signal caller for SMU. Ty Hawkins come into the game. Back-to-back 300-yard passing games for Jennings for the first time in his career. So getting hot right when they need him to get hot.
Yeah, I called Kevin Jennings' first start last year. He took over week 3 for Preston Stone and lights out a year ago, and I feel like the college football world only saw him in the college football playoff game where he didn't play his best. Came back this offseason with a chip on his shoulder, playing at a high level this year.
Charlie Pfizer's getting the call at quarterback for SMU.
Wonder if that has to do with the 4-game redshirt rule. You might need Hawkins in a game where it's closer, so don't want to burn the redshirt opportunity potentially.
Good look at Pfizer.
Still a lot of time left. 8 minutes. Can operate the offense. Get some pass attempts. Still got a lot of the playmakers in the offense. Hudson's still in there. Jordan Hudson. Romello Brinson is top receivers.
Pfizer out to Hudson. Stutter step. Gets it into BC territory. Pushed out of bounds. Hudson's gone over 100 yards on the day.
Pfizer, redshirt junior. Been in the program. Does look like they have some backup offensive linemen in there.
Knight and Hudson have both gone over 100 yards receiving today. First duo at SMU to do that since 2022. Knight has 162. Harden, not a lot. Pfizer really sold that fake too. I thought he might have had the ball coming out of there.
The shadows,
I mean,
the shadows
really
make it deceptive too.
He wasn't just lollygagging back to the line of scrimmage.
Hey, he's going to grade out well on Monday for that sell. He's going to be like, Kevin, you see that? That's how you need to be every single time. I guess Kevin's got the bummed ankle, so he's going to be like, Coach.
He sold that like his life depended on him getting back to the line of scrimmage.
As a fellow backup QB, I respect that. That's what you're told to do. Execute at a high level.
SMU's converted 4 straight third downs. Trying to do here with McFall, and he breaks free. He's going to score. No one's going to catch 0. 48 yards. The big play parade continues for the Mustangs.
This is excellent patience by McFall, trusting that the hole's going to develop, continuing to push the ball outside, waiting for the perfect moment to put his left foot in the ground, cut up field. We're going to get an excellent look at it here. Look at him stretch this thing. Keep working towards the sideline, force this BC defense to stay in their lanes, and when they don't, you put your foot in the ground and punish them. That's an excellent job setting up your blocks, trusting your offensive line, and getting in for 6.
Stone Eby, the backup kicker and tight end for the PAT, and he nails it.
We talked about that last night.
Yes.
The new backup kicker.
Coach Lashley says he'll take his shoe off and kick with his socked foot if he has to, and he had to. 45-13 Mustangs. Another big play for SMU. This time it was Derek McFall. The lead extends to 45-13. Smiles all around for the Mustangs. They'll make that trip home from Boston to DFW.
A lot of different playmakers for Rhett Lash. They've had big plays today. Jordan Hudson, Ymir Knight, McFall, Harden's had a big run. Hibner, all the position groups.
Season high, 556 yards of total offense. SMU's going to remain in that one-loss column for all these contenders here outside of Virginia. But you look at the remaining schedules, there's so much football left to be played.
Yeah, the two biggest games that jump out to me are Georgia Tech Pitt there on the left-hand side, and then SMU Louisville. That'll clear up the picture in terms of those two winners. Have to love what they have ahead. But then, yeah, don't forget about Duke. We haven't talked about them much the rest of the day. And then, yeah, Duke, Virginia, obviously.
Virginia's got one tonight that isn't going to be a walkover. Wake Forest has played so well. That game in Charlottesville, of course, the whole crew with Taylor Tannenbaum and company there all day. New quarterback for Boston College, Shaker Reisig. Seen this young man a few times on the season. Gives him a little bit of a spark.
It does feel like we're on a path towards that Thanksgiving week. The tiebreakers very much being a talking point, going to be a factor this year. Comes up because these conferences are so big, you're not playing every single person.
Here's the other thing, too. That Thanksgiving week, a lot of ACC teams play out-of-conference rivalries that weekend. You got Georgia and Georgia Tech. You got Louisville and Kentucky. Really, it might be that Pitt-Miami game that weekend that we're all kind of waiting to see what happens with that one, to see how it all shakes out.
And those have CFP implications. Again, not just ACC implications. Georgia and Georgia Tech, that could be certainly for rankings, but again, if an ACC team's going to get a second team in, you need Georgia Tech to win that one.
Another sack for SMU. Eighth sack of the afternoon and the 9th TFL. As the clock continues to wind down. Florio will let it fly. Sort of a side end-over-end kick. Nobody back to receive it for SMU, so it'll roll, and it'll be a nice stat stuffer for Seamus Florio. Out of the 10, 68 yards, 0 return.
Got Rhett Lashley there looking like he's talking to a running back, trying to get maybe a walk-on or scout team guy at carry. He's going through the proper handoff motions.
Jennings continues to have fun with fans over on the sideline. A few that remain. Charlie Pfizer again back in the game. Jackson Lavender, rather, on the carry.
Normally plays a receiver, hence why Rhett Lashley was saying, hey, this is how you take a handoff. Love that. This is the best part of this situation in games, guys that battle on scout team week after week, year after year, get an opportunity to get in the stat sheet.
Again, Lavender takes a pop, stays on his feet. It's going to be about a yard shy of the first down, so a good run by Lavender.
Great run. Rhett's been known to convert some receivers to running back. Never know. You mentioned that Wake Forest game. Virginia's had some close calls. They've been getting out of there with wins and keeping that record alive, but that's one that you can't fall asleep on. Jake Dickert's defense playing real well. It's a high, potent Virginia offense.
Pfizer's going to carry it himself. Picks up the first down. Well, the red bandana game didn't go the way Boston College fans had hoped, but certainly the memory of Wells Crowther alive and well in this stadium today. It's great to see his mom, Allison, here and see the fans still keeping up with that memory and understanding the importance of it. We'll do it all again next year. Bill O'Brien and company hope that the rebuilding process continues. We're in a little bit better shape than the 1-8 mark they have coming into this one. Look at Lavender. Boston College finishes with Georgia Tech here next week on the ACC network. They'll kick at 3:30, and then they'll wrap things up on the road at the Dome up in Syracuse on the 29th.
Yeah, it feels like it's two teams that have, you know, on different tracks a little bit with the new era of college football with NIL and transfer portal and all that. For SMU, you know, we're around programs every single week. They're very much a proactive portal in terms of, hey, this is good for us. This is an opportunity for us to get to the top of the conference quickly. Obviously, only their second year in the conference. Boston College playing a little bit more catch-up in that department relative to the other schools in the ACC.
Lavender doesn't quite pick up the first down. It'll be third down and ER. When we come back from the 2-minute timeout, all SMU here in Chestnut Hill. The man hiding behind the phone there is defensive coordinator Scott Simons. Dallas guy, grew up in Grapevine, right near the DFW airport. This team today, his defense has been fantastic.
A lot of SMU fans that are going to try to snag that snapback to his coach to his left. The graphic covers it up now. That thing is sick. The defense is nasty, too. Third down really sticks out because they gave up yards in this game, but they were consistently able to get off the field on third and fourth down.
BC looks like they're going to get off the field here on third down, forcing a fourth down. Dalen Singleton wasn't able to pick up the first down on the jet sweep.
A little bit of an up and down year, inconsistent year for SMU. You had the highs of beating Clemson and Miami. Baylor loss was tough early on in the season. You're coming off a year where they made the college football playoff in their first year as a Power 4 conference team. Feels like now they're hitting their stride, finding their identity both offensive and defensively.
McSparron's punt will hit the turf and take an SMU bounce. Continue to roll before finally being touched at the 23. A minute and 1 second left to go.
For Boston College, much of the same. Unfortunately, it's been a theme this season. Interested to see what they do moving forward at quarterback. It's been kind of back and forth the past few weeks. We praise their fight and the fact that their roster hasn't given up, but that becomes a challenge now with today's day and age in college football, transfer portal looming, guys thinking about their future. Bill O'Brien will have a tough task in the weeks ahead. Oh.
Reisig lost his helmet. No flag on the play, so Reisig is going to have to sit for a play.
Yeah, Blake Burris came in there with the club. Defensive tackle for SMU. Clock should be running, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure why the clock stopped.
Because the game clock was stopped for the player's helmet coming off. It's subject to a 10-second runoff.
Okay.
Boston College is taking a second timeout to avoid that runoff. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
Boston College calls the timeout. Jennings continues
He's
to
still chatting it up
chop
with the
it
fans.
up. Yeah. It's that kind of personality.
See right there his personality. They love his spirit is the word that kept coming up. Always positive, always optimistic. Joking around there.
They'll have a welcome week off to heal some bumps and bruises, and then it's getting to work for Louisville coming up next. Reisig downfield. It's his tight end. That's Ty Lockwood making the catch. First down temporarily stops the clock.
Transfer from Bama. Nice catch going across the middle. High point in that football, coming down with it.
Reisig again to throw. Good catch by Pugh. Tackled at the 30.
It's an excellent play by Pugh. That was double coverage. He undercuts that from the corner. Goes up and gets the thing. I thought that could have been an interception or was waiting to be an interception. Making those catches will give your quarterback trust to throw it up to you the next time.
Reisig does just that. Looking for Pugh in the end zone, who almost made the catch, but he was out of bounds. There you see Jennings' numbers. An outstanding performance. Keeping this SMU team alive in their hopes to return to Charlotte for the ACC championship game. Reisig has time, going to the end zone. Was it intercepted? It was. Sael Reyes on the interception, and that will seal it. Season high 4 turnovers caused by an SMU team who came into this game leading the country in that category.
Club takeaways had bottomless takeaways. Open all day. VIP service. Nice job by Reyes getting his feet in bounds too.
Pfizer will take a snap and a knee, and that'll do it.
Commanding win by Rhett Lashley. Week after you had one of the biggest wins in program history to respond, send a statement, continue the momentum for this program, get going into bye week with some good energy.
45-13, our final score for Max Brown and Kendra Douglas. I'm Chris Connors saying so long from Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. Let's send you to Taylor Tannenbaum and the crew in Charlottesville.